sure you are on this video. It means you're looking forward to understand and learn what is coding. So let's deep dive into the lesson of coding. Now, before we understand what is coding, I'm going to give a very simple examples to make it easier for you to understand. Coding is about communicating with the computer. Just like your mama gives you instruction to do something and you make that work happen. As soon as your mom tells brush your teeth, you do that work. So you're following the instruction which your mama has given you. In the same way, computer is a device uh, to whom you will give your instruction. It's like your toy or robot where you can develop games. How will you develop games? By giving them instruction. So it is a magical way where you give the instruction to toys and robots, how we tell the stories or we play games. It is about creating games. It is about creating websites. So it is about basically creating something which is very unique. You have your thought, you think I want to create, consider space shooter game. You can do space shooter game. You want to do space world, you want to do underwater. You can do everything in Scratch. So now let's understand what is block based coding. In this class we are starting with block based coding. Now I'm sure all of you must have played building blocks. What you do with your building blocks? You arrange them together in a certain order to make toy and robots. So what you do? You arrange them, different colorful blocks, join them to create something. In the same way, in coding also, in building block coding, we are going to say building block coding. It's actually block based coding, but to make it easier, I'm using this word that when you join different colorful blocks in coding also, you are able to create something. So it's like giving them superpower. You can go through the slides once and I'll proceed to explain again the next part. Now let's imagine the coding world. Imagine you have a magical wand and you want to make your favorite toy move and do fun things like a real life wizard. So it is like coding is using special spells. What is mean by special spells here is the blocks which you're going to use. Correct? But instead of saying them out loud, we use a secret language that the toy can understand. You want to create a game, you're not directly telling your character move. I'll explain you what does this mean. That you want to make your character move, but you're not telling your character directly, start moving please. Character will not understand that. You're using a secret language which is a coding language to make computer understand. What you're using? You're using a secret language called coding to make computer understand certain instructions. Now what is this secret language? It is a coding language where we have different blocks, like we are saying go forward, we are saying turn left, turn right, we say jump. So you take that block instead of giving instruction. Okay? To make the toy follow our instructions, we put the blocks in a special order, just like building a tower with our blocks. Now it's very important when you're coding to put all the codes in a correct sequence, because the sequence is going to make the program work correctly. What do I mean by the correct sequence here is, let's take the real life example. If I offer you a chocolate to eat, what you are going to do? You are going to open the wrapper and then you eat the chocolate. You just don't do that. That's the correct method to eat chocolate, right? You open the wrapper, you take from me, you open the wrapper and you put it in your mouth. That is the correct sequence and which is acceptable. What is not acceptable is, and which is not even possible, that you take the chocolate and you directly put it in the mouth. It is not possible, because that's the wrong way to eat chocolate. So the chocolate is not going to give you the correct taste. Same way, if you don't put all the blocks in a correct sequence step by step, it is not going to work properly. To make your toy move, dance or jump or do something very exciting, you will have to attach the blocks in a correct sequence. Sequence is very important in Scratch. Now, let's imagine more about coding so that we understand coding very deeply. Just like how we follow a recipe to bake cookies, right? Who has ever done baking? Secretly, you guys would be saying yes now. Correct, while watching the video, and you would be recalling that moment when you baked a cookie. So, coding is like giving the toy a recipe to follow. You're going to give special button or clap our hands, or you give the all the codes in the correct sequence, which are like a magical trick which follows the recipe and does the work. So coding is fun because you get to do the magic. You get to create adventures, puzzles, right? And you can play with it. So isn't it very boring to always play the games? It's the time when you start creating something, right? So I hope you guys are excited to learn the magical language called coding. And you get to learn this magical language of Scratch. Which coding language you are doing? Scratch. So you are able to learn this from the comfort of your house. Let's start and understand what is Scratch. So Scratch is a computer coding platform. It is a tool where block-based coding is done. What do I mean by block-based is, on the Scratch, there are a lot of different colorful blocks which you use to join them together in the correct order and make something happen. So now when you are doing coloring the book, what you do, you take crayons or pencils and start drawing and coloring, right? So instead of that, in Scratch, what you're going to do, you're going to join colorful blocks together. You drag and you drop the block on the screen to make something happen in the program. You can make cute animals, funny people or characters. You can make any characters jump, dance. You can do a lot of stuffs on the Scratch. Okay, so I hope everyone is reading what is given on the screen. That will make it more easier for you to understand along with my explanation. Now, let's see what is Scratch in more detail. Now, what's the best part about Scratch? It's that you get to be the director of your own show. You decide what happens in your story or game. Till now, you were playing the games, and whatever different levels were happening in your game, you were following that from level 1 to level 2. In level 2, this is the rule. In level 3, this is the rule. You were following everything, correct? But the benefit of using Scratch is you are the hero, you are the director, you decide what you want to happen next in the game, right? You can make mysteries, you can solve mysteries, you can add challenges according to your requirement. So basically in Scratch, you have to be very creative. You have to make your mind creative and observe and analyze from all the areas that how your game should be. Play different games. And when you are creating the game, it should not be that the game is too easy or too hard. It should be neutral. Once we go throughout the course, you will understand how these neutral games are created. So Scratch is like your colorful digital canvas where you make the magic happen. What kind of magic happen? That comes into your mind as a great idea. I hope Scratch is clear to everyone. Now we are going to explore the Scratch platform. Okay, first we will create the account on the Scratch. Then we are going to start coding on the Scratch. I'll go to the Scratch platform. So here there is a join Scratch option. When you click here, it is going to take certain details. You have to write a username which you want to create. What should be a username and then the password. I would suggest when you create your account on the Scratch, you save your ID and password. Your username, your email ID and your password you note down somewhere so that you don't forget about it later. That's a very good habit, so you're not losing out your work. I'll go back because I already have account. Once your account is created, it is not going to confirm your account. It will say your confirmation is pending. So you have to go to your Gmail account, do the confirmation there. or Gmail, Yahoo, whatever email ID you have, go to there and do the confirmation. Your parents can help you more with this. You can just let them listen this part of the video so that they can help you in creating account. I'll go back and I'll log into my account. Now this is the Scratch platform. I'll explain you how the Scratch works. I'll click on create option. Where we click in the start, we click on the create option. So the magical page is loading. I hope everyone is excited to see this. This looks fun and pretty. I'll explain you first this platform. Now here in the corner we can see a lot of different colorful circles are there. Right? Each one has some word. Each one has some different blocks inside it. So they have a different purpose and they're doing different works. The blocks, these blocks are called as coding blocks. This area is called as coding blocks. So coding blocks are used to develop the code. These are the blocks which you are going to attach together. So where you will attach them together, you will drag them and drop them here. I'll go to some other category. See, I'll just attach them here. So what is this white area? This is a coding block. This white area is called as workspace area where you write the code. In your notebook, just like you write the notes, same way here in this workspace area, you are going to write your blocks. You're going to drag and drop your blocks and attach them together. So we are clear with these two parts of the area. I'll come to this third part. You can see there is a cat standing here. This cat is the character of our show today, right? So this cat in Scratch is called as sprite. Every game has certain characters. So whatever characters you have in Scratch, they are called as sprite. I'll show you how you can add more sprites as we move further into the class. Now, behind that, again there is a white screen. What is this white screen called? It is called as stage. When you perform in the school, your stage is always decorated when there is an event, right? You stand on the stage and you perform there. Same way our character is going to stand on this stage like the cat is standing and perform here. So, this is your output area. Stage is basically here. Whatever you code here, it will work here. The magical thing, the magical screen where you can see everything working, your game working is this one. So this area is clear. We move to the next part. We have your green flag. This one is to start. Every game which you play has a start button, correct? Same way here we have green flag to start and this one to stop. We will start with this, we will stop with this. I am just going to delete this and I am going to even delete the cat. See here there is an option to delete the cat. So now I'll show you how you can add a sprite and the backdrop. Now in the bottom you can see two circles are there. I'll explain you these two circles in detail. I'll first go to sprite. So there is an option choose a sprite. So I'll click here. You can see a lot of wonderful sprites, characters are there. Animals, space world, names, everything is there. I'll go back. I'm not adding a sprite for now. Then the second option here is to choose a sprite. Then we have paint option. What do we mean by paint? Paint means you can paint anything on your own in Scratch. The third option is surprise option. So if you click on that, any random sprite comes up on the screen. I'll show you. It's very fun. This girl, Avery, wants to eat this bread. Isn't it like that? Let me delete this. And this option is to upload a. Hope this is clear. Now we move forward to the next part, which is about backdrop. Here when I click, there are multiple backdrops. Isn't that fun? Now I'll show you what we are going to do next. we are going to make some exciting projects on Scratch now. Like we are going to make Space World. What happens in Space World? In Space World, all the space theme sprites are there, like it is there on our screen, correct? Can you relate it? Then next we have school. What we do in school? We write, correct? We study. We do a lot of stuffs. Then we have underwater world. What all we can see for the underwater? There are a lot of sprites there for the underwater, correct? And then we have concert also. Do you wait for concert to happen? In your school or with your friends, you visit any concert? Oh, then we have castle also. What happens in the castle? Let's try it on Scratch. Let's move then. I'll go to the Scratch. First, it was a space one. So we will go to the backdrop. Today we are going to practice how to add the sprites and give them the correct position. I'll go to space category and I'll choose the backdrop, whichever I like. I think this is good, but if I don't like this, I can change it. I want to take this stars. This looks really pretty. Now here I'm going to choose the sprite. So now my topic is space world. I'm going to search here for the space. When you try to search for the space, it gives you sprite related to that theme. I want earth. So we'll keep the earth here. We will again go to choose a sprite. We will again search for space. And then we will add one rocket ship. I'll keep the rocket ship here. Now, don't you think rocket ship is really big? So how we fix this? Here we have the option to change the size. It was 100, so I make it 70 because I want it smaller. We change the size and then we can search for the space again and see what all more you can have. How about this star? I'll keep this star here. Now, if you want more stars, you can just right click and duplicate this. It is going to give you more stars. Isn't that very fun? How beautiful my space world is looking. How about adding one more star here? This looks so prettier, isn't it? How about one more star here in the middle? It will look very pretty. Very nice. Now we want to turn this rocket ship towards the earth. So what we do, I feel the rocket ship is still very big, so I'm going to reduce it to 50. You can decide. In coding, it's not important. If my rocket ship size is 50, same it should be for you. If you like 60 or 70, you can do that. Now you come to this direction category. Here we change the size. Now we come to the direction category and we just rotate the arrow. And whichever position we like, we stop there. I like this position, so I'll stop here. How cool our space world is looking. So here there is a full screen control when you can click in the full screen and see your project. Isn't that very amazing? Let's start a new one. So to start a new one, before that we will have to save our program. So what we do, we come here, we delete this, we write the name of the program. I'm going to give 1.a. That is my first file in the first lesson. So 1.a. Then I click on file option and then I click on save now. So now your project is saved it. Every time you complete your work, don't forget to save it. It's very important to save your program. Now let's start with the new program. We click on new button, file and the new. So we delete this cat. Now we have underwater, correct? Let's do underwater. I like this underwater. Now if I want to search something related to underwater, when I add sprite, what I do? I type here. Oh, I like this diver a lot. I'll keep it here. Let's add more sprites. You can add multiple sprites. Oh, fish is also nice. We can add some different kind of fishes in our underwater world. Correct? Starfish. Wow. I'll take this. How many of you like starfish? I hope you love your starfish and you can add your favorite character which you like. I'll change the size because I feel it's too big to 60. I'll keep this one here, and then we will add more. How about this jellyfish? That looks cute. Yeah. So I'll go to this fish now. I need to change the direction of fish. So this way fish will start from here. I'll go to puffer fish. Again I'll change the direction. Puffer fish, this one is good. Let's try the direction for the star. This one is good. So we'll keep it on this rock. This looks pretty now, right? I still feel puffer fish is big. So I'm going to change it to 70. Now we go to the full screen and we can see our underwater world is ready. So I hope with this two example, it is very clear how you can add a backdrop, how you can add a new sprite, give correct place where your sprite should be kept, change its size, see how the size is looking, if it is too big, if it is too small, set the size accordingly and change the direction accordingly. Now we will change the name. You can give one.b or you can even write underwater world. Then you click on, you can even give the space that is allowed it. I'll click on file and then I'm going to click on save now option. So your second project is saved. Now consider you want to show someone what you have created, maybe your parents, maybe your friends. How you can do that? Here there is an option, this one, that is my stuff option. When you click here, you can see all the programs which you have created. I'll go back to create option. Let's come back to our presentation. So we have done till underwater. We completed space world. We completed underwater. Third one, school we have not done. So now you know what all things you do in the school, correct? I would request everyone to practice school theme project. I'm giving few ideas so that you can practice the same class. Create a concert. All the sprites related to music and dance are available on Scratch, and you can even create a castle. So there are 3 homeworks for you: castle, concert and the school. Please practice it and enjoy creating projects on Scratch. Thank you so much. Hope you have understood it very well. We will see and meet each other in the next class, which will be more exciting. Thank you. Bye. Hello everyone. Welcome to second session, that is Paint in Scratch. Today in this session we are going to learn how can we create our own sprites in Scratch. So now till the previous session we saw what is the sprite. The character which we use in the Scratch is called as sprite. Now in Scratch we have a feature called Paint Editor. Now this Paint Editor allows you to draw, create and customize your own sprites or backdrops. What does it mean by customizing? It means you can change the color, you can give the different shadings, you can give the effect to your picture, and you can just you can imagine what kind of image or background you want, and you can bring it into the real world by painting it on Scratch. Isn't that very amazing? Now let's see what all cool things we can do with the Scratch Paint Editor. The first thing is we can draw our own sprite. Like you can draw, we have a lot of tools actually in Paint Editor. One is brush, one is to draw square, one is to draw circle. So using all this, you can become artist and paint your own character. You can paint anything which you like. So the way you paint in your book, now it is possible to even paint it on scratch. And the best part is the thing which you have painted, you can use it in your game. Till now you could paint on a paint editor also, the normal which is there in your computer. But that you can't use in your games. But what you paint in scratch can be used in your games. And it has the second feature is you can design unique costumes. So every sprite in scratch has different appearances. So what happens, there is one picture, the leg is in the right, in the other picture the leg is behind left. So when you combine them, it will look like sprite is walking. This way every sprite has a different costumes which can be changed. So that way in scratch paint editor you can paint your own different costumes. And the third feature is customizing backdrop. You want mountains, you want forest, you want desert, whatever you want, you can paint it on your own. Apart from just painting, you can add cool stickers. Like I said, you can add fading effects, you can add color mixing effects. Then we have fill tool. Fill tool that is used to give color to your sprite, to color to your picture which you do. Then there is flip and rotate. If you want to rotate your sprite, you want it slant way, you want it in the right side, you can change the direction the wherever you want your sprite's face to be using flip and rotate. Then import images. Now if you have pictures or images which you like, you can also import them into the paint editor and use them to create unique sprites or backdrops for your projects. Okay, it is a very excellent tool for expressing your creativity. Think of imagination and bring it into the real world. Now let's go ahead and try doing all this on our Scratch editor. I'll go to Scratch platform. I'll click on create option. That is how we open the Scratch page. Now here I'm going to show you how the paint editor works. I'm going to delete this sprite. You click choose a sprite and then there is a paint option. So you click on the paint. This is what will be visible to you. So now first thing is there was written that you can create your own sprite, correct? And you can even do customization by giving different costumes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sprite which has 2 costumes, okay? So now consider I'm creating a circle. So I'll create a circle this way. I use this circle tool. Now I go to the fill and I can choose the color. Can you see I can choose the color? Now here then there is again option to choose your outline color. I'll make it red just to show you. Then there is option to increase the size of the outline. Can you see it is becoming darker? And if I give 0, there will be no outline to the picture. Now see, when I give 0, it is not getting changed. Why it is not getting changed? Because the image is not selected. You take the select tool, you click here and makes this 0. The circle is created. Now if I want to do more changes, I'll again click on it and I'll change the color whichever I want. Now what is meaning by different color effect is, there is, see this tool option. You can choose 2 color which should be first. This is the second color. First I'll take red. Can you see how red and green colors have been combined? This is how it is done horizontally. Now we go to the next one, that is up and down. You give 2 colors. I'll give pink here. Can you see how from up to down it is coming? 2 colors. Then there is one which will start from the center and go towards the out. I'll just take this and this red one. So how did we change the color effect? These 3 tools you have to try using. For now I'll give just a single color and I'll make it yellow, bright yellow. Okay. Now see, it is here on the screen. If I want to change the position, I can take and keep it in the center. Okay. Now if I want to do more drawing, I'll just take this one. I'll change the color. I want a small eye. Okay. Can you see the eyes are visible? Now again what I want to do is I want eyeball inside it and I feel the position of this one is not correct. So I fixed it according to my idea. Now I'll take this circle. We will choose the white color now. And we will draw a small eyeball. Okay. And I'm changing the size also. Okay. So if you feel this one is a bit different, you can click on the outer one. Okay, I'll show you how to delete also, because we are here. You should know how to delete and create again. If this goes wrong, you select it, you click on delete tool, it will get deleted. See, I'll change the size. Okay, this is good actually. This feels better. Okay, now I'm going to put one more eyeball, white color, correct? So we choose the white color and we draw the eyeball. Okay, we can click on the eyeball and take it and keep it somewhere else. Okay, now once this is done, what I'm going to do is, you can even draw, I'll show you, this is the line tool. Using this, you can even draw the line. Okay, now if I don't like this line, I can just click and delete it, or I can do this undo button so that it goes back. Okay, then now I'm going to take black color and see, I made this. This is supposed to be my smile, but it's not looking like a smile. So how do you fix it? We use reshape tool, and see, I'm just reshaping the things. I'll extend this. Looks like the sprite is smiling. What I did, I used a circle and reshaped it. Correct? It's looking like it's smiling, correct? Now, what you are going to do, I'll show you what more tools you can do. I'm going to duplicate this. You will right click, you will duplicate it. This is your second costume. In this, what I have to do is, I'll just delete this one, smile, because I want to add a sad smiling face here. This one should be sad. We take reshape and this way we draw. Opposite side for sad. Isn't it looking like a sad? This is happy, this is sad. See how I will change. You can change it with the code. It's smiling and then again it's sad, getting sad again. So this is how you can create a sprite, how you can draw the circle, how you can use select tool. You have understood reshape tool. I am going to paint a new costume and show you how other tools are used. If I take this color, this is used to fill. You choose the color, you click somewhere and it is going to fill that area. Then the other one is, this is your eraser. See, this is your brush. I'll draw. I'm just trying to roughly draw a tree. Okay. Now this is my eraser. If I don't like it, I can erase it. I can decide the size. If I want a very small eraser, that can be done. If I want a very big eraser, we can do that also to clear this page. And it is cleared. I'll again go to the pen tool. You can paint anything. You can choose the color with which you want to paint. Then we have text option. When you click on T, you keep your cursor here and you can write, I'll write hello. Welcome to, I'll just write welcome to Scratch class. Okay, now I just have to fix the position. I'll keep it in the center. If I don't like the color, I'll change it to consider blue. Then here we have the handwriting option. See. And if I want, I can increase the size. If this is not going well on the screen, we will reduce the size again. See, I'm keeping it in the... Okay, now this looks better, correct? I'll keep it to marker. Welcome to Scratch class. I'll again select it and keep it in the correct position. This is how text is used. And for the line, you can draw a line here. See. Welcome to Scratch class. I'll draw one more paint and show you how you can create rectangle, square. This is your rectangle. This is your circle. You can use this and sorry, I'll just go back. I'll take the same color. We will increase the size and we will draw a triangle. Okay. Now if we don't like the position, we will keep it in the different positions. This is how different shapes are created in Scratch Paint Editor. We have seen different costumes, how to write, how to use all the tools. Now, what is this flip horizontal, flip vertical? I'll show you. I'll upload a sprite. Okay, this girl. She'll say welcome to Scratch class, correct? She'll be here. I'll go to her costume to edit anything. Then you click on flip horizontal. Can you see her face changed towards the other side? So you can decide which way you want your sprite to face. Flip vertical, you can see if you want it upside or down or how you want it to look. You can decide the position. So the example of Paint Editor, I hope it is clear. Try to practice it and have more fun. In Scratch, this Paint Editor is about more open to things that you should explore and try to do different things. It should not be that if I have done this, you can draw the same thing. You can come up with your own creativity and draw something. So I would suggest to everyone to please come up with some creativity. I'll show you how can you give a background. See, I'll just draw a square. You can even draw out. I'll show you can draw the empty square. I'll show both the things. See here there is a going up and down option. This is right or left. Okay, now here I'll take this, go up. Okay, isn't that looking cool? Now if I have to fill this, I'll take light blue shade, okay? Can you see how it is filled with light blue color? And for the filling, you can even take the shaded colors. So this way, you can decide how you want your sprite to look, how you want your background to look. I would say go ahead and practice creating a lot of sprites on Scratch on your own, and you're going to have a lot of fun. See you in the next class. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello everyone, welcome to the third session that is about basics of Scratch. So before we proceed on what is Scratch and what are the basics of Scratch, I'm going to ask you a few questions. You have to answer it and write on your book, okay? You have to answer yourself and note it down in your book. What do you think is coding? What you've understood about coding till now? Then you remember I've shown you green flag in the Scratch. What happens when we click on that? And what do you like to draw or create using colorful blocks in Scratch? You can give it a try by drawing something which is very interesting because we have already done that. If you could create a magical adventure with coding, where would your characters go? Yeah, come on, answer it for yourself. I hope you are writing it down and share your answers with your parents. Last question is, what do you like most about coding and creating things on computer? Once you write this, you will realize that what is your idea on Scratch and coding. You should question yourself, answer it and share it with your parents. I hope you have written all the answers. I'm so proud of you. Now let's start exploring blocks. You can see on my screen there are a lot of different colorful blocks. Blue, purple, pinkish tone. So there are a lot of different ones, and each color, each block, each category has a different purpose. They are serving some different purpose to us. So we will see each one in the detail. Before we go, and see everything in the detail on Scratch, I'm going to give you a rough idea about each category. First one is blue color, motion blocks. Now, what is motion block? The word motion is about making something move. So if in Scratch programming you want to make something move, or you want to make turn something, or make something walk, or make it rotate, whatever movement you want to add into your character in your game, that can be added using motion. So it is about adding movement in your program. The word itself says motion, so it's easier to understand that it is going to add movement to our character. So movement can be anything. It can be straight, you can go back, you can go up, you can turn, you can rotate, anything can be done. Then we have looks block. So what looks block is about? It is about how your sprite looks. So you can change the costume of your sprite, you can change how it is appearing, you can make your sprite say something. Isn't that very interesting? When we proceed on the Scratch platform, I'll show you how all that is done. Then the third category which we have is sound block. Now what is sound block about? It is about adding music to your game. Just imagine you play a lot of games on your computer, on your mobile. Have you ever played a game without sound? Also imagine if I ask you to play a game without sound, would you enjoy it? Wouldn't that be very boring? So sound adds a very great sparkle to your project. It changes the way it is looking, it changes the presentation of the project altogether. Then we have events block. Now what is event block? When you have to start something. Every program in Scratch starts with an event block. If you want to make any sprite work, you need event block. Consider you want to say that move when green flag is clicked, that is an event. You say that when you click on the sprite, it should move, right? So whatever, when space key is pressed, you want it to jump. So again space key is coming as an event. So it is about using event. Then we have control blocks. Control block is about how you control your sprite. You want to control your sprite in certain way. You say that I want to repeat it for 10 times. I want to repeat it forever. Or I want to do something when this particular condition is happening. You are giving certain control. That is where control blocks come in use, where you have to control your sprite in certain method. Then next category which we have is sensing block. Now this blocks helps you to sense the color, sense the sprite. Now see, you would have observed when you play the game, if your character touches coin or something, the score increases. So how the computer, how the program is working. So what is happening? You are adding sensing code that if it is sensing the touch, it should update the score. Isn't that great? Then you can also create your quizzes using ask and wait blocks. Now let's see more categories. The last two categories we will look at. Operator blocks. So operator block is about all math related blocks where you do calculations, where you take random numbers. It is all about numbering. Operator block. Then we have variable block. So variables in programming language are used to store something. Variables are going to be like your container. You store food in your container. In the same way, your score value, your time value, you can store in a variable. We will see how it works in the Scratch platform. So you have to remember all these blocks have a different purpose and they are similar like building blocks. You can connect them to create amazing things in Scratch. So you get to be very creative. You're the boss. You can decide how you want sprite to move. You can decide how it should look. You can control it. You can do a lot of things in your game. So let's proceed on the Scratch and try to explore all the different categories and see what all blocks are there inside it. We have seen all the categories, but now we will see what is there inside motion, what is there inside look practically. So once your idea of all these categories is clear, it becomes easier for us to start coding. First category is motion. In motion, You can see we have moved 10 steps, turn 15 degrees, towards the right, towards the left, turn 15. Then we have go to random position, go to X and Y position. You can see if you read all the blocks, they are everything related to motion. So Sama used to add, this set is used to set the position. This is to bounce your sprite. This is to rotate it. So you can see all the motion categories are used to make your sprite add movement. Now if I give move 10 steps, it moves forward. Now if I want it to go back, I'll take opposite. I'll take minus 10 and I'll just click here. You can see it's going back. Now I'll just show you what happens when we take turn block. See, every time I click on this block, it's turning. Go to random position. So when I click on this block, every time I click, it goes to the random position. So each block is serving the purpose of moving along with this is about making a sprite move with the mouse. Each block is serving the purpose of making your sprite move in certain different way. Then we come in the look category. The look category mainly is about making sprite speak something. Like see, I do say hello. It says hello. From here, I'll fix the direction. I'll make it stand straight now. I'll make it 90 from here itself, so it's straight. Okay. Now, when I say hello for 2 seconds, it is displaying hello. Then we have think. So it looks like the sprite is thinking something. Then you have option to change your costume. Now when it comes to changing costume, you can specify which kind of costume you want, which particular number costume you want, or you can specify next. So next means what? Every time it keeps updating, and you use switch costume when you have to specify one. Same is for the backdrop. We can change the backdrop, we can change the size, we can add colors, we can add effects using looks block. Then we have something very interesting, show and hide, to make your sprite visible, and hide to make your sprite invisible. That is really fun. You can decide how many layers, go to front layer, go to forward layer. I'll teach you practically when we do it, looks class. Now then we have costume number. So you can define which costume number the project is running now. See, this one is first. I'll go to costumes. I'll change it here. You can see what happened here. The costume number got updated to 2. So this is to understand what is happening in your program. Then we have sounds. In sound, you can add the sound which you want to play. To add the sound, you go to sounds category and we add it from here. We have a lot of sounds which are already provided by Scratch. Else you can record yourself, or you can even upload on yourself, which you have in your computer. Then you have option to stop all the sounds. Once your game is over, you want to stop the sound. That is the reason we have this block. Then we have change pitch. It means how much high you want your sound to go, how much low you want it to be there. You can clear the sound effects. You can change the volume, how you want your volume to be there. Here you can just click here to see what is the volume range going on. So all these are used to develop a high level games. Then we come to the event block. Like I told you, all these event blocks make something happen. If you want to make something happen in the program, you need to start with event block. Consider I want it to move when the sprite is clicked. So I'll take this event. When I press space button, I want it to jump. So I'll take first event and then I'll attach all the blocks. So event is the first block which will always come in any of your program. Any program you do, event should be your first block because that makes something happen. All the basics which I'm clearing in this class, try to listen it properly, because when you do each category, your mind should be clear what is this category about. Now we come to the control. Now here in the control section, you learn to control your sprite. You use wait 1 second, so your sprite can wait for 1 second. Then you use repeat. Why repeat 10? You can take repeat 10. Here you can specify the number. Consider I give 30. So I'll put something inside this. So that task will happen 30 times. How many times the task will happen? 30 times. Then we have forever, to make something happen forever. We have if condition. What is the if? I'll teach you in detail also, but it is about specifying something, that if this particular thing is happening, then do this. Then we have a category called loops in programming language, which we are going to learn here. Wait until, repeat until, that all are our loops. You can see now there is an option stop all. This is used to stop your program once you have given any condition. Then we have clone. What we have? I hope you would have heard about clone. Clone is about creating copy of something. So you will learn how to create copies of your characters in Scratch, and using which we will create very fun games. Then we come to sensing categories. It is used to sense something. Here you can see everywhere touching is there. When it's touching your mouse pointer, when it's touching your edge, once you upload the sprite, once it is touching your sprite, if two sprites touch, what should happen? Or if it is touching specific color, then what should happen, what you want to do. Again, you can sense one color touching to another color. You can use this to make it move with the mouse. Then we have ask block, which is used to make a quiz in the Scratch. So you ask question from the user and user will give the answer, which you can display using this answer block. Then we have key space pressed. Using this, you can control your sprite with all the arrow keys or any key from your keyboard. Then we have mouse down. To control sprite with the mouse, you have mouse X, mouse Y also, so that it moves horizontally, vertically. You can specify. You have timer. You can create a calendar kind of project using this current year and days. You can set your birth date. You can guess what is your age. This kind of programs can be created using these blocks. Now we come to operators. You can see everything here is about maths. You can do all the calculations. You can pick the random numbers, all the calculations here. Again, if it and or, then we have join. We have the option to calculate length. We have option to calculate mod. So all this is about maths category. Then we come to variables. Like I told you here, when you click, your variable gets visible. You can create a new variable. You can set its value. You can change its value. Consider you want to update the score. That is when you use change. You also have option that in certain areas you can see when the game starts, there are some certain instructions on your screen. That time score is not visible in your game. It gets visible later on. So that way you can specify in Scratch programming also when you want your sprites score to be visible, when you don't want it to be visible. Then we come in my blocks. This is the last category block in Scratch, which is used to create your own block. You want to make your sprite jump, you can design it on your own. You want to make it run, you can design whatever code you want to do, you can create that block. We will see all this in detail in the coming classes. I hope what each category means is clear to you, because this is very important to get started. Go through the video, listen, and if it is possible, just try to note it down, all the basics. Thank you so much. Hello everyone, welcome to 4th session of Scratch. So today's topic is Introduction to Motion Blocks. In the previous class, we have seen all the categories of blocks in a simple method. So from today onwards, from this session onwards, we will look at each category in detail. The first category which we are starting is motion block. So first, let's understand what is motion. Imagine you have a toy car, just like the one you play with. Everyone would have a toy car at the home, right? When you push it, it starts to move. That's motion. What is the motion? Moving things from one place to another. So in your Scratch programming, it's a magical toy land where you can make your characters move just like you make your toy car move. That is what you're going to learn today. You have very good characters in the Scratch which are called as sprite, and this sprite can move around the screen just like your toy car moves on the floor, isn't it? So now when you open Scratch, you would have seen we have a small cat. What you can do with this cat? You can make this cat move right side, left side, make it go up, make it turn, make it go backwards. Whatever movement you want, you can give to your cat. Now in Scratch, we use special blocks to make the cat move. So there are certain commands which add movement. You just can't tell the computer make the cat go in the right side and it goes. No, because computer doesn't understand doesn't understand English language. It understands computer language. So you have to write the code to make something happen. So consider you want to go it in the zigzag way, you want it to dance, you want to zoom it and then make it move around the screen. All that you can do, but for that you have to specify the sequence of codes. And remember, when you're specifying the code to make your character go from one place to another, your code should be in a correct sequence, because computer is going to follow all the sequence the way you have given. If you tell first your character, your computer, you write the code that go to the right and then go up, it is going to do that. So you yourself decide what is the correct path and code it in a correct sequence. If you're not writing code in a correct sequence, your program doesn't function properly. This is called sequencing in Scratch, where it is important that you write all the characters in a sequence. Why I'm saying that we have to write everything in a sequence? Consider any task you take in your hand needs to be done in a certain steps. If we want to eat chocolate, we will have to first open the wrapper and then eat the chocolate. So that's a sequence which you follow. You just can't take the chocolate and put it in your mouth. That is not possible. That is wrong, and it is going to give you wrong result. Same consider for brushing your teeth. What you do, you take the toothbrush, you wash it, you apply toothpaste and then you start. What if you directly take toothbrush and start washing? Start cleaning your teeth? It's a wrong method. It's not going to do anything. It's a waste of time. So that is the reason the way you do every task in a correct sequence, while coding also follow a correct sequence of the task. There are a lot of different blocks which we will see. Now we can start doing this on Scratch. I'll open Scratch editor and we will start coding. So we are starting with the motion category today. We will do certain programs of motion. See here, there is a cat sprite. I'll delete this. I'm going to add one backdrop. Okay, I can take this beach Rio. It looks really nice. Now I'll take a sprite. I can take this girl Abby. Okay, I'll keep here. I'll make the Abby walk. So like I told you, every program in Scratch starts with an event. So I'll take when green flag clicked event. Then I want it to move 10 steps. I'll take move 10 steps. Now when I click on the green flag, it is moving 10 steps. But I have to click every time on the green flag, then it moves. That takes a lot of time to every time click to make Abby reach here. Correct? So we need a solution for this. I can't just sit and click every time green flag to make Abby reach the destination. And even you can't do that because that takes up a lot of time. So to fix this, we go to the control. Which category we go? We go to the control. We take forever. What is the meaning of forever? Forever is a loop. It is used to repeat something. Loops in Scratch are called to repeat something. We use them to repeat certain things. Now, what is the meaning of forever? The word itself says that it is used to repeat something again and again. So, I'll take this move 10 steps and put it inside forever. So, what is the meaning of this code? That when I click on green flag, forever, move Abby 10 steps and then click on green flag. Now, see, if I start it from this corner, it just goes away. Now, when it goes away, it is standing in the corner. Don't you think if the sprite is going, it should come back? To bring your character back, we go to motion category again. We scroll little bit down. Then we have a block called if on edge bounce, which we attach after this. I'll explain you what is this about, and see, I can't put this way because first I will make character move, then I'll make it bounce. So now what is the meaning of bounce? When you play cricket, or you play with your ball, you throw the ball, when it touches something, it bounces back to you. Correct? So in the same way in Scratch, when this Abby girl touches the edge, it is going to bounce back. It means when it is touching the edge, it will come back. If on edge, bounce. This all 4 borders, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These all 4 borders in Scratch are called as edges. So I'm telling the computer that if Abby touches the edge, it should come back. So if it is touching this edge or this edge, any edge, it should bounce back. Let's click and see. Yeah, it is 2 coming back. I feel it's going very fast, so I'll move 5 steps. Now what's the problem? That when it is coming back, you can see it's doing, the face is going down. So it means the rotation is going wrong. We have to fix the rotation. So we do set rotation style left to right. So that it's moving just left to right. It is rotating only left to right. It is not rotating up and down. Earlier it was rotating up and down also. Now if we take this block, it tells the computer that it should rotate only left to right. Isn't that very cool? We will try one more program. Here you can write the name of your project, Abby Walk. You click on File and you click on Save Now button. Your project gets saved. Now we click on File and New. Now we will make a space world now. Okay. So I'll go to space backdrop and I'll choose this. Whatever sprite you like. I mean whatever backdrop you like, you can choose. So for searching the sprites related to space, I'm going to type space. I'll keep it here. Then we will take again space. We take this. We again take space. We can take this dot. What we will do, we will add same code for the dot to move and the different codes for the stars and everything. Okay, so I'll go to the dot sprite. When the green flag is clicked, we want it to move 10 steps. But what happens? It moves just one time. We want that to happen again and again. So we control the sprite by using forever block. Now what will happen? It will go 10 steps but it doesn't come back. So to bring back what we were doing, we were going to the motion category and using if on edge, bounce. So it's turning upside down. To fix this, we will tell the computer that it should rotate only left to right, not up and down. This looks cool. Now we will come to the earth and we will start coding for the earth. I'll take when green flag clicked. Then we go to the motion. In motion, there is turn 15 degrees. So I'm going to take turn 15 degrees right. So see, one time I click, it's just turning. Every time I'll have to click. So to fix this, I'll take forever. Now if you feel this is going very fast, what you can do is you can take wait 1 second. So what will happen? It will turn. I'll see it is turning, waiting 1 second and then turning. And if you feel this is very slow, we can change it to 0.5 and see. Now if I feel this is more, like this is also slow, I want little more faster, I'll take 0.2. This looks really nice and the natural, the way earth rotates. So I can also change the degrees here. I'll make it 80. Look the way it's rotating. So what did we observe from this earth sprite is that you can make your program work the way you want it to. It is like a magical ground where you can bring your creativity and control your sprites the way you want them to be. Now see, consider I wanted it to go a bit faster, so I took 0.2. Not even too faster with wait 1 second, but little bit slow. So I took 0.2. But if you want it to go fast, you don't take wait this second block. It's not needed. If you want it to go very slow, you give wait 1 second. So you decide how you want your program to look. Then in turn, you can decide how much degrees you want your sprite to turn. Isn't that very fun? Then we will code for the star. Again, the program starts with event blocks. So I take when green flag is clicked. and I'm going to go to the motion and I'm going to go to random position. So when I click on green flag, it just one time goes to random. So I want it always to keep moving to random positions. What is the meaning of go to random position block? It is to tell the computer that it should go anywhere. What is the meaning of random? It is any place. So this is used to make your star go to different random positions. I'll just stop and run this. Now it's going very fast. If something goes very fast, how do we control it? Using wait 1 second inside forever. This is better. Here also you can decide if you want 2 more seconds, it will come late, a bit late on the screen. So you can decide when you want your sprites to appear. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate this star. The code will also get duplicated. So I'm going to duplicate for more times. Even you should practice the same way what I am doing. I'll go to star 2. Okay. Then we go to the costumes. We have done the paint editor in Scratch, correct? So let's use it today. Take your cursor, click on your sprite and try to change the color of star 2. Yeah, this is better. Now we will go to star 3 and change the color of star 3. Okay, like this. Now we go back to the code. Now when you run, you will see different sprites on different positions. See, all 3 are moving at the same time. All 3 are standing at the same time. To add more creativity and more fun to your project, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this wait 1 second, this one 2 second, and this one 0.2 second. So every star is moving at different speed and different pace. See, isn't that very fun? So you can decide how you can control your sprites, which is the best part of Scratch. Now the way we made our sprite go to random position, we can even make it glide to random position. I'll just take something from the space and we will do that. Okay, sun, no, I think, okay. I'll make this planet move on the random positions. So what we do is we take our event with which program start, that is when green flag clicked, and then we take glide 1 second to random position. With go to, what was happening, your sprite was directly going to certain position. You were not able to see how it is moving. But what is the benefit of using glide? That when you take glide, I'll just play and show you. You can see how it goes, right? It's walking. So glide is basically used to make your sprite walk. So it was happening just one time. So I'll again do forever. Look how cool it is. So you can see how the sprite is walking with glide. Now in 1 second, it's going fast. If I do 7 seconds, I'll show you how it works. See, it's going to go very, very slow. So you can decide how many seconds you want it to glide. I'll make it 2 seconds. See how fun and cool it is looking. You can go from here in the full screen. And if you want to do more of it, you can add here one sun also and rotate the sun sprite also. And give this name as Space World and save it. Hope motion category is clear to you. Few blocks of motion. In the next class, we will do more blocks of motion. Thank you so much.